Hi, I'm Lynn Morgan, your slipper-shod pastor. As I've shared with you many times before, the Psalms, Israel's songbook and prayer book, is my aid to prayer and has been for many years, and I commend it to anyone who will try. I think you'd find it valuable. One of my favorite Psalms is Psalm 61, and it begins like this: "Hear my cry, O God, and listen to my prayer. I call upon you from the ends of the earth with heaviness in my heart. Set me upon the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against my enemy. I will dwell in your house forever. I will take refuge under the cover of your wings." Hear again how that psalm begins. Hear my cry, O God, and listen to my prayer. All these centuries between the writing of that psalm and our listening to it, we can still hear the urgency, the deep need of that person to have God respond to them in prayer. And certainly those of us who lift up our prayers to God feel like that from time to time. And often we also feel like God is not responsive to even our most urgent appeal. You know, I remember in my youth that when one made a phone call, you might get the person on the phone, you might get a busy signal, or the phone might just ring and ring and ring and ring and ring. No one had answering machines or voicemail in those days. No one was tethered to a phone or other communication device. And so our expectation of what would happen when we initiated a conversation or attempted to initiate a conversation was different. And it probably changed our expectations of what happens when we desire to talk to someone in ways that we didn't know. And perhaps carrying around these phones that we do has also shaped our expectation of what should happen when we initiate a conversation with someone, when we want to reach them. Our patience for listening to them to reply to us has been diminished greatly. And in our prayer life, we probably find ourselves far more often feeling like the psalmist. Hear my cry, O God, give heed to my prayer. And now, right away. And unfortunately, that expectation that we would get an immediate response from God, it really harms our ability to live with God in prayer. Because prayer is not about placing an order for a pizza. It's not about calling someone who works for us and giving them a job assignment. Prayer is about bringing the whole of our experience into the presence of God and being open to God. So we need to cultivate patience and persistence, but most especially openness. That if when we're praying to God, we don't sense a response, we don't perhaps even sense a presence, that ought not to trouble us. We bring these things that concern us, even our most urgent needs, to God in prayer, and then we go through our lives listening, open, expectant, and find that God speaks to us throughout the course of our day, in unexpected places and environments, from conversations with other people that have nothing to do with prayer, but in them we begin to hear God speaking to us, guiding us, leading us, and reassuring us of a love that will not fail. Prayers from the beginning of time until forever will always have that sense of urgency. Hear my cry, O God, give heed to my prayer. But people who live fruitful and happy prayer lives are those who know how to be urgent in their requests and patient and open in their listening.